This as discussions continue for a new, larger ferry.
And it's the second to last day of Maine Restaurant Week. Can you believe it? Because I can't. And this stop has brought me to Bangor at Pepino's. This is News Center now.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Lee Nelson, not Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. A big welcome to Lee as we begin this big Lee swap. And we're very excited to have you here on News Center now. Also, I was happy to take advantage of the nice weather today and head out to Peaks Island.
Yeah, where concerns are growing about overcrowding in the summertime. This after plans to use a larger, newer vessel to transport people out to the island.
It could potentially carry an additional 200 people more at a time, but more people, more problems. Some are concerned there's not enough infrastructure to support the increase.
I raised my daughter here, and I was able to send her out the door at age 6 to walk, 5 blocks to school, and you wouldn't do that anywhere else.
Lisa Penobscot loves the place she calls home. On Peaks Island, there's less than 1,000 residents in the winter, but in the summer, a different story. 4 active vessels can carry nearly 400 passengers at a time between the island and Portland. One is about to retire, and thanks to a $6 million grant, plans for a new one are in the works.
If they choose this big boat, a lot of things are going to change on the island.
The proposed vessel could potentially carry an additional 200 people at a time.
The 200 people difference, even 5 trips a day, and there's a whole lot more than that, but 5 trips a day puts another 1,000 people on the island, and there's no infrastructure here to support an extra 1,000 people. There's a grand total of three toilets. And one of our neighbors who lives up by the cemetery is getting tired of seeing people do their business in the cemetery because there is no place to go.
There's been the misperception that having a larger vessel will create more demand, and it's really independent of the demand.
Hank Berg, the general manager of Casco Bay Lines, says ridership has increased steadily over the last decade. He's aware there have been concerns over the capacity of the new ferry.
In the past couple of years, when we've gotten a large crowd, we actually deploy a second vessel, and when we can. So we are actually taking that capacity or even more at times now.
Penobscot sent a letter to Casco Bay Lines, city administrators, and elected officials addressing her concerns.
I'm not trying to discourage tourists because they've always been a part of Peaks Island, but I think that it just needs to be a broader and more thoughtful and a multi-pronged strategy because it is a complex issue.
I think it's very important for people to know at this point we haven't designed the new vessel. We're only on the preliminary part of that, and that's why having this dialogue is really important.
And the Casco Bay Island Transit District will be holding a public meeting on the matter Saturday, March 23rd at 10 a.m. aboard the Bay Mist at Peaks Island.
For a day in early March, it actually wasn't a bad day to be on the ferry out there.
I scored a pretty solid assignment, if I just say so.
You kind of lucked out. So Keith, let's keep this rolling, shall we?
We will try. Yeah, she comes back from Florida and she has to go out at Peaks when it's 45 degrees. Tough. Someone's got to do it. 45 was the official high in Portland, 44 in Augusta, and 45 in Bar Harbor. Notice it was cooler in the mountains, and actually they saw some snow today. Still ongoing snow showers in a lot of spots at 32 in Rangeley, and still in the 40s a lot of other places. Remember now, everybody rips on daylight saving time, and we're going to talk more about that in brain drops, but we got more sun left, so it hasn't started cooling down yet. Look at these snow showers in the mountains, though. They've put down about an inch or so of accumulation, maybe a little bit more in the high terrain. A couple of rain showers trying to work downhill. They thus far have had a hard time hitting the ground in a lot of spots, but certainly the snow showers are doing so. So hour by hour forecast showing the snow showers dying down. Tonight is not an overly frigid night. We take a little bit of a step backwards temperature-wise tomorrow, but it's still not cold. We're in the mid-30s along the coastline, right around 33, 34 farther inland, and then we start building that warmth back on Wednesday as a warm front just tries to nose through on Wednesday night, so we should get back to around 40 degrees there, and then even warmer for Thursday and Friday. Guys, we have 2 shots, it looks like, at 50 degrees plus. There will, though, be some rain mixed in with that, so we'll talk more about that in a few minutes.
Alrighty, Keith, sounds good. We'll talk to you again in just a little bit. We'll check some news for you now. Westbrook police are trying to piece together what caused this horrific crash this morning on Route 22, a county road. 3 people, all in a taxi, were killed when their vehicle slammed head-on into a pickup truck. It happened at about 7 this morning, and we do now have the names of the 3 people killed: Gregory Harriman and Joshua Stone, both from Gorham, and the driver of the taxi, Hassan Idris Ali. He was driving for Orange Taxi out of Portland. The driver of the pickup, Lisa Libby of Hollis, survived, but she was taken to the hospital.
The firefighting community is dealing with another blow. Oxford's fire chief died while attending the service for Captain Joel Barnes. Firefighters today lined up at Maine Medical Center as the body of Chief Sacco was brought out for the procession that carried his body to a funeral home in Lewiston. We will have much more on this story coming up tonight at 5:30.
You know, there are drug busts, and then there are massive drug busts, like the one U.S. Customs officials are now talking about. It happened last month at the port of New York and New Jersey, but again, they're just talking about it now. Customs agents working with local police and the DEA searched a suspicious shipping container that had arrived at the docks, and inside they found 3,000 pounds of cocaine packed in 60 packages. The estimated street value was $80 million.
A lot of people have dash cameras nowadays, and every now and then they capture something pretty amazing. Take a look at this video of a storm in western Germany. Watch as a piece of a roof torn away from a nearby building crashes down on a car. 2 people in that car, they're okay, but the car was damaged enough that they had to wait for firefighters to pry them out. It was quite a storm. In other parts of the city, trees fell on homes, parked cars, and 1 person was killed when a tree slammed down on the car they were in. Well, remember last month when Chris Costa had a story about a woman who received a mysterious package that she didn't order? It's still happening to people around the country.
Yeah, a guy named John Schmidt and his roommate Annie say these Amazon packages keep getting dropped off on their doorstep in Oregon, and it's freaking them out. The deliveries have been coming regularly for the last couple of weeks. John and Annie reached out to Amazon to try and figure out who was sending them this stuff, and they didn't recognize the name. They say they just want it to stop.
Look, nice words aren't enough. You need to change your policy so this doesn't continue. I mean,
it does scare me and it does upset me because I don't know why, I don't know who.
So again, Annie and John are not alone. Similar stories of these anonymous package deliveries are happening all across the U.S. Some people say vendors are sending items to then receive reviews, but obviously they need to be a little bit clearer about their instructions. But doesn't it beg the question, what's in these packages? And maybe it's stuff you really want.
I know, it is kind of crazy to think the information that these companies know about us. In the case of Chris Costa's story, they knew that this woman was pregnant, so they were sending her pregnancy-related items.
Gosh. And what was her reaction?
And she was shocked. You know, at first, you know, she thought, okay, this is pretty nice, but then these gift cards, you still have to pay for the shipping on the item, and the shipping could cost quite a lot.
Right. Well, you know, Amazon, I like to cook occasionally, and the cooking ware that we have is really old. So
you know, maybe a good excuse to get out there and check out Restaurant Week. Can you believe it's wrapping up? A restaurant that's taking reservations only by postcard. That's coming up.
Yeah, and speaking of food, Cam heads to Penobscot County for her latest Restaurant Week piece. We'll see where she went.
So, Facebook friends! Lily Nelson's in the house. What's up, everybody? So this begins the lease swap.
Right. So how do I get to Facebook? Oh, it's right there.
So you're there.
Gotcha.
And then you'll just access. I think you can just click on the News Center Maine tab.
Right there.
And then
see what we get here.
I got to do the same thing.
I'm just getting notifications just to see.
Sure. Let's see. Oh wait, maybe we're already on News Center Maine. Shortcuts. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's weekend? Enjoying the nice weather today.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, it's taking me a moment to
That's
figure
okay.
this out.
It's taking me a moment too. So
yeah. There we go.
So then you'll scroll down, you'll click on our video. Paul says he remembers when you first started at CSH.
Really?
And the morning report was only a half hour.
Yeah. Paul, you're really old. I'm sorry for you.
Have you always been mornings?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 1990, January 1990.
Okay, what's your secret to sticking with that sleep regimen of waking up at 2:30 a.m. every day?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. No secret, really.
Really?
You know, some days it was okay, some days it was torture. And I would say that now. Although I will say that when the kids were young, you know, it was very helpful because I was home in the afternoon with the kids, and Cindy was home in the morning with the kids, and so we didn't need to do childcare and stuff. So that actually was awesome.
How nice is that?
But the kids are 25 and 21, so we really don't need that anymore.
Yeah. How
that's
awesome
why this
is that?
This is nice, you know.
And you and Cindy, you guys did the coverage obviously this weekend of the funeral, but have you guys anchored much before in the past? I know a couple of newscasts here and there.
A couple of newscasts here and there. The last couple of years we have, you know, when somebody goes on vacation, we'll do it for a week here and there. But it's funny, we met, probably everybody knows this already, but we met at a little station in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and we anchored a lot at the same time.
How funny is that?
Down there, but.
You guys should pull up some old photos or something.
I know. You know, there probably are. We probably do have some old 3/4-inch tapes if we have a way to play those. I don't know. Yeah.
Sure.
It'd be pretty humorous.
So
she had large hair back then.
Well, the bigger the hair, the better.
Big hair.
Yeah.
And I had black hair.
So any advice, our Facebook friends know that Clay and I are also married, so any advice, any quick advice you could give to Clay and I with working together?
Run away. No, I don't hand out advice on that kind of stuff. That is faux show.
I love it.
All right, we're back. Everybody knows pet parents often go above and beyond to spoil their four-legged friends. That includes a man in Minnesota who built an outdoor space for his cats to enjoy the sun and still stay warm during the winter. And there's the contraption right there. The floor is insulated, carpeted with thick carpet. It has a nice rubber roof to keep it nice and dry.
But does it protect them from owls? Because that is a real risk outside.
Okay, interesting. It's like the cat condo. I think it was beautiful.
I know. I'd Airbnb that, and I'd stay there.
I know, right?
An East Millinocket man got a big surprise this week when he went for a ride near Stacyville. Rob Michaud, his dad, and his dog Henry were taking a Jeep ride on the Grindstone Road when they saw 3 lynx. He says he's seen a lot of wildlife on the road, but nothing like this before.
Wow.
Michaud said pretty lucky to see something this rare, and he said he was glad he had his phone to share the experience. I'd be a little freaked out if I was that close.
Those things are so cool, though, aren't they?
They are, but
beautiful,
vicious.
Beautiful. Yeah, stay in your car. You'll be all set.
Keep a distance.
All right, get out your envelopes and your stamps. The Lost Kitchen in Freedom is taking reservations for 2019. The restaurant tried this way of filling tables last year. They got postcards from all over the country, all over the globe, really. And once all the postcards marked between April 1st and 15th are in, there'll be a big drawing to decide who will get to eat there this year. The instructions are pretty easy to follow, and there's going to be a ton of competition. That place is supposedly, I've never been there, supposedly unbelievable. So get your letter in.
Nothing like a good postcard. Nothing like a good donut, too. A little donut shop was shown a lot of love in Missouri City, Texas, after a post on social media touched many hearts. This tweet showing the owner of Billy's Donuts, all by one, his grand opening, sent out by the owner's son, Billy. It soared to nearly 300,000 retweets and over 600,000 likes, prompting many who saw the tweet to want to stop by for a bite. The next day, Billy's Donuts had lines out the door, and they sold out of their donuts completely.
Huh. Cool.
Social media, the power of it, even for donuts.
It can be good and bad, in that case, really good.
Yeah.
Beer for your dog. It's a thing that's starting to catch on in Texas, apparently.
I don't know about that one. And there are some warmer temps in our near future. Keith's forecast coming up next. I love it. Awesome. Mary Ellen's watching from Florida. John Rogers says hello.
Nice.
Mary Jean's wondering about your morning coffee in the afternoon.
Well, this is regular coffee, which would be no way would I ever have regular coffee this time of day, right?
With your like 6 p.m. bedtime.
I mean, I can go to bed whenever I want. I'm a grown-up this week.
Was it a little weird sleeping in today?
Yeah, you know, not sleeping in because I do that on the weekend, but it was weird, like not going right to work.
Sure.
You know, because obviously you don't wake up at midnight and go into work at 3:30 in the morning. You wake up at 2:30 and go in at 3:30 in the morning. that was weird. Just kind of waiting around to you know, and trying not. So I did have, since I got work out of the way, early in the day, you know, I pretty much have a good chunk of the day to do whatever else I was going to do. So I've got to do a little
like
time management these weeks to kind of figure that out. Yeah.
When Clay, speak of the devil, Clay, come in and say hi. He's taking a picture. When Clay and I anchored mornings, we anchored together actually, and my favorite part was by the time you realized it was Monday, your Monday was over. You just kind of got right into it, you know, even if you were sleepwalking.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's totally true.
Cindy and I are going to match.
I love it.
Well, we spoke for about 2 weeks to know what color.
Exactly, we planned it. Yeah. Jeffrey, I don't have an immediate answer to your question. Jeffrey's asking any news on the voice of the people with the CMP corridor. That is probably something we should look into. We will get you an answer, if not today, soon.
See, hi from North Carolina. Hi from Rockland. Awesome. Hello, hello.
Thanks, Joe. That was sweet. Oh, Mike says it's 84 in Tampa right now. A lot of folks always join us from out of state. A lot of snowbirds.
Mainers away, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Marcus from Brazil. He's a Mainer that moved to Brazil.
That sounds awesome. We should talk to him about what it's like to live there.
I know. Marcus, you said you had plans to move back. Are you moving back anytime soon?
Is he on right now?
I haven't seen Marcus pop up yet, but usually he watches.
Yeah, that would be really cool. We had an exchange student live with us from there, and it was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was a great kid, too. 8 and 8 and 8.
Lots of food?
Oh, my gosh.
Was he an athlete?
Skinny as a rail.
Really?
He played soccer. But, yeah. We are racing to the finish line of Maine Restaurant Week. It's the second to last day in the 12-day celebration of Maine's spectacular food scene.
Our resident allergy-afflicted foodie, Cameron O'Brien, has been going to participating restaurants each day of Maine Restaurant Week and checking out what allergy-friendly specials they have to offer. Cam is live in Bangor tonight with a breakdown. Hey, Cam.
Hey, welcome back, Lindsay. I've had the time of my life, Lindsay and Lee. It's been so much fun checking out the allergy scene. And here in Bangor, so far, so good. 5 restaurants here are participating in this year's Maine Restaurant Week, with most, if not all of them, being able to accommodate folks with allergies. I went to Pepino's restaurant today, and it's their first time participating in Restaurant Week, and they say it's not going to be their last. Pepino's restaurant is a longtime Bangor staple.
We have been open for 40 years and people like what they like and they usually get their regular order.
So Maine Restaurant Week is bringing in the newcomers and adventurous foodies.
We've had people try some new things and it's exciting and I just think it helps put Bangor on the map.
Pepino's put together some house favorites. It's a bargain at $25.
We did a cup of chicken tortilla soup, which is house-made, with our really awesome fish tacos and our sombrero pie, which is our most popular dessert.
Pepino's has gained a reputation for being able to serve families with dietary needs.
The CDC says approximately 15 million people have food allergies, and most of those are children. Virtually everything on the menu can be accommodated for a food allergy or food sensitivity, and I think it's because we know exactly what's in our food and we know what we can do.
Amber McIntyre and her family are part of that 15 million. So for her, finding a place to eat safely is personal.
I love knowing that I can come here, not just as an employee, but as a customer, and know that my children can have a meal that I don't have to worry about and they can enjoy.
And a lot of the time when people think of the foodie scene, they think of Portland. But that's why Amber and Susan both say they're so glad that Maine Restaurant Week is starting to spread to every corner of the state, because it helps people realize that there are foodies and amazing food scenes all over Maine, and it's not just limited to Portland. They hope that as more restaurants catch on to this Maine Restaurant Week, locals will be able to find spots near them where they can have a great time and a good meal. And Lee and Lindsay, tomorrow is my last stop, and it's in Camden.
Oh, that's going to be good. That's a great place.
I know. Beautiful. Right. Thanks, Cam.
Lucky you.
Well, let's hope she has good weather tomorrow in Camden, because if it's anything like today.
It's pretty good. I
really?
love Camden. It's like one of my favorite Maine towns.
You're like in a postcard when you're there.
We're actually thinking about going this weekend because I want to ski the Camden Snow Bowl. I've never done it. I know it's not very big, but the idea of being able to see the ocean while you're skiing is
from the top there, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so I'll just go up and then ride the chairlift down.
Take pics. Do it for the gram.
You'll probably
Send
fall
pics.
and roll down anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty terrible. Send pics.
Yeah.
All right, got to the 40s today, mid-40s. Now, your average high, this is at the Jetport, is around 40 this time of the year. So we're inching up there, but we were in a cold snap the last week, so this feels pretty good to be in the mid-40s. And spots currently still there because of daylight saving time, so now we've got extra time. I mean, we don't really have extra time, just the game that we play, right? So sunsets around 6:30 tonight. All right, radar showing some snow showers, not sure what's going on in the last couple of frames. The data is dropping out, but there's snow showers in the mountains. So they saw a totally different day, only in the 30s, and it was lightly snowing through much of the day there. Visible satellite showing you partly cloudy skies, still a little bit convective out there, but things will settle down through tonight. So tonight is not a frigid night. The air mass isn't that cold, but it's trending down a bit. We kind of reset the temperature tomorrow, so we end up in the mid-30s tomorrow, but it looks mostly sunny. A bright day overall. 35 here, 33, 34 inland, and then probably freezing or so into the mountains. We get a warm front coming through late on Wednesday night, and then we start to warm up more on Thursday. At that point, we should be into the 40s through Thursday afternoon, and then warmest day will be on Friday. Unfortunately, that will also come with some rain. So there's the warm front nudging through late in the evening. Could see a couple of snow flurries late Wednesday night into Thursday. It's not impactful though because we warm up right after it. So it'll melt on Thursday, and then the warmest day is Friday into the 50s, but there will be rain showers on Friday, and then we start to cool down a bit on Saturday afternoon. But we should be able to get 2 shots at 50, one Friday, another on Saturday, but the overall week is way above average, and then we cool down a bit for Sunday and Monday. So overall, kind of a spring fever week. Interesting how this plays with your emotions this time of the year, because so Paula was really excited with Saturday. It was a bluebird day. It was only 35 or 36, but it had that feeling. And then yesterday we're driving through, it was snowing pretty good yesterday, and she's like, what the heck? Like that's kind of what March is most of the time. This week is the bluebird week, and then I'm not sure we're done yet though.
So it's a tease.
I don't know. I don't think we're done. I think we might have one more in us. So.
As long as April isn't that way.
I know, which last year it was.
Yeah.
I remember because Luke was born the 1st of April, and it was snowing, like through that time period.
That's when it just really kills you.
It's wrong. Mannix used to love that.
Yeah.
April is a winter month.
Right, yeah, it was all about it. All right, love to hate it. Thank you, Keith, very much. So those of us over 21 will kick back with a cold beer every now and then. But how about man's best friend? Can he join in on the fun, or she?
In my household, that answer would be no, but we'll see what some others are doing. Some bars in Houston are making beer for dogs too, and it is very real. Check it out.
This is Henderson Heights Pub in Houston. It's a patio bar that proudly serves pets and their people.
But I guess he loves dog beer. It's the first time trying it.
Cooper can't get enough of Mailman Malt Liquor. It's one of 4 beers brewed by Good Boy Dog Beer, a Houston company owned by Megan Long and her husband Steven.
We own a couple of bars, so we thought, you know, let's do a dog brewery, and it's really cool. We use all the same equipment as a brewery uses.
And you can pick up a pack at Specs for about the same price as other craft beers.
A difference between these beers and human beers is the creators say you never have to cut your dog off because these are all natural.
Even though they're non-alcoholic, they're generating buzz. Good Boy Dog Beers are now served at over a dozen Houston bars, and they're sold in 12 states, Canada, and Europe. If you're wondering, can humans drink it? Don't be embarrassed. Apparently, they get that question a lot.
We have a guy who's does the keto diet. He drinks one as a snack. I'm like, again, it's really bland for humans, but there's no harm in it.
She says for dogs, they're actually healthy. As if these pet lovers need much convincing.
We love drinking beer together, so that the fact that he can drink it with us is just a bonus.
Stephanie Whitfield, KHOU 11 News.
So now you know it's non-alcoholic. What do you think?
Now it's a little better. As long as my dogs aren't drinking the salt water, I think we're okay. That's never fun.
I absolutely would try it.
You would try it?
Just wondered that. Yeah, I would try it for sure. I would try anything once.
Might as well.
But the carbonation is the thing that I wonder about. So would that freak out the dog the first time they have carbonation?
True. I don't know. I mean, they'll eat anything, right?
Find that stuff. Yes. Yeah.
All right, a lot more news coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Let's check in with Cindy Williams for a preview. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. We do have a lot coming up at 5:30. You know, the firefighting community has really suffered immensely this month. Okay, well, I'll tell you about what you were going to hear about there. A chief who was at the Captain Barnes Memorial Service suffered a major medical event and died just an hour later. We're going to hear from some of the men in his department who worked with him, and they are just absolutely devastated by that loss. And would you register your home security cameras so police can use them to solve crime in your neighborhood? Well, one local police department is hoping that you'd be willing to do that. Those stories and more ahead at 5:30. Back to you.
All right, Cindy, I'll see you in there in just a bit in the studio. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
So, I'm not sure what happened there. We'll have a little open that's like a what's snapping and open, and it's a look at what people are posting on Snapchat today.
Okay.
Usually we'll use it for like, you guys know we use Snap Maps a lot. Usually if there's like the Patriots parade or,
hold on. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Great, thank you. I assume so.
If there's like the Patriots parade or something that's like happening, like you want to see in real time through people's eyes that are at the event, that's when we'll pull up Snap Maps. But sometimes we just check in to see what's going on too. Like it's the first big beach day of the summer, we'll check in on Snap Maps and see what beaches everybody's at, that kind of thing. But we are going to be the monitor for this last block. So if you want,
I leave my thing here. So
yes, you can leave that there.
So you're not doing any of those shows today, are you?
Yeah, I'm doing the 5:30. You want me right here, right?
I'm doing the 5:30 too. I was going to say, this is a real light day for you. You got your coffee like we're going to be on for an hour and a half.
I love it.
I know, right?
I love it.
You guys are on
2.5 hours.
2.5. That's right.
Where am I here?
You're over here.
You will be here. Yep.
I haven't done that. I've only done the shows from the field since I've been back. The morning.
Right now I am? Oh, okay.
Oh,
never mind. I'm not.
Bye, Lee.
Okay, bye.
Thank
Oh, that's right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Don't get used to it. It's not normal.
Oh, I need my thing then. I need to know what to say. I need the words.
We got another segment.
Oh, I think we're doing Snap Maps. Isaac, are we doing Snap Maps? Yes. Okay.
He's still trying to get me in on the boat club.
Is
Watch
he?
out for him, yeah.
I know. I don't know what he's thinking.
Boat club would be sweet.
If it was a little more affordable.
Too much stuff going on right now.
Yeah, too much. We're on the PB&J diet right now. I don't know what he's doing. We buckle down every once in a while, and we will only have peanut butter and jellies for lunch, and then we do boxed pasta and sauce for dinner.
Is that really where you think you're spending your money, though?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
Oh my gosh. We go out to eat all the time.
Yeah.
Especially in Maine, it's amazing.
Yeah, there is good. It is a problem here.
I don't really buy clothes. I guess we go to concerts like once in a great while.
If you have a baby, you'll go out to eat less.
You think?
Yeah. Actually, Luca's at the point now where he kind of digs it, but you got to go early.
Right. Yeah.
Stand by.
You gotta let the intro finish.
I know, sorry. I was gonna say, let's start off this week checking out what's snapping in on the Snap Maps. Okay, the things that are satisfying to you guys, opening a can of soda, as some would say in Maine.
Is that soda?
I don't know, what is that?
No, it looks like a can of some sort of perishable good.
Oh, pulling apart a grilled cheese sandwich? I don't know.
That looks good.
It's satisfying if the toast is extra buttery, don't you think?
Did you notice, did you notice that Spam is advertising again, by the way?
What?
That can just made me think of it. Yeah, they're like,
Spam?
Don't knock it till you try it is their slogan, which I think is actually brilliant because I've literally never had it before.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm not going to say anything else about it in case they're advertising on our station. That's how I will get fired eventually.
But there's that,
It'll happen eventually. Okay.
Brain drops today.
Daylight saving time does not impact me very much, and I always think it's interesting. People on Twitter and Facebook are like, "My life is ruined. The 1 hour of sleep." I don't get that. However, there are a couple of interesting scientific studies that I dug up here about daylight saving time. One was that there's a 24% increase in heart attack ER visits. This was done over a few states in the Midwest. They controlled for other factors. And they found that there was an increase, and then there was a 21% decrease when we fall back.
No way.
Yeah, so they theorized that we didn't increase the number of people who had heart attacks, but we changed the timing of it by losing an hour of sleep. This one obviously makes more sense for correlation. 5.6% increase in fatal crashes on the Monday following our spring forward. And again, there was a lot of controlling that had to be done here, because think about this. You could say, well, we're actually now driving when it's dark out in the morning. Is it that? So he did all these things to weed that out, and it was just the lack of sleep.
Really? That 1 hour?
By 5.6%, which ended up being about, he roughly estimated 40 or 50 fatalities over the country because of this. There's a lot of arguments going on about whether or not we should continue.
I know. Well, some states don't do it, right?
Arizona and Hawaii do not.
Right.
It used to be to save energy. They have found that does not happen, because now you spend more on heating and cooling. So just there's no real benefit anymore.
Do you think someday, like, our grandkids are going to look back and say that was so barbaric of you all to turn back the clocks?
It wasn't a thing until the 40s, so why we could stop it.
Very interesting. Oh man. All right, stay safe out there, everybody. News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now. Keith, the crazy